August of 2002 is when we all ended up moving to Southern California. And I specifically remember the first day that we all arrived. We had a company meeting where we brought in all 200 plus employees at the time. And I remember specifically thinking this is an important moment that I set the tone for what we're going to be going forward. And I wrote down just some words that I felt were important to me and based that opening talk to the entire company based on those words. And those words were focus, accountability, culture, teamwork, and trust. And those ended up being an acronym that we call FACT. And when we follow the FACT, we became a successful organization. And here we are many years later, still stronger and growing and much more positive about the future.
So we had this great acronym, FACT, F-A-C-T-T, and as I think as any marriage goes on after a while, you have to sort of redefine the things that made you attracted to one another, or redefine how you're going to re-engage as a family or as a couple. So we found ourselves wondering about the C part of F-A-C-T-T, and that's the word culture. And so we started doing some soul searching about, you know, what is the culture of Tangram? How do we know what it looks like when it's showing up at its best possible form? What happens when it doesn't, and how would we possibly define that idea of culture for all of our employees? And that set us down the pathway of searching for that and trying to come up with what the culture looked like to us.
So then as we started to really take a more inward look at what our culture really was, we gave ourselves our own homework assignment in which we would go away independently of each other and really define culture as we saw it individually. And then on top of that, come up with an example that we felt represented what our definition was. When we got back together, it was uncanny the fact that we all came up with the exact same, very similar examples of what culture was to us.
So we kind of began with the people of Tangram and how they show up. And then we started interacting back and forth and, you know, I guess challenging each other on how could we refine this further.
When we told our, as Nick calls them, campfire stories, the stories were riddled with hero behavior. They were riddled with people who really want to be on the winning team. And that's the part that we kept hearing over and over and over again.
So that's where I think it got really interesting, because we didn't want to just have, you know, these basic generic things. So we've got a few paradoxes in here. So one of them is financially responsible and risk-taking. So as the numbers guy, how are you fiscally responsible and risk-taking at the same time? Well, if you're a good business person, you will be. But it's not enough to just cut costs, and it's not enough to have risky behavior. You have to have the balance of the fiscal responsibility with entrepreneurial behavior. And as we went down the numerous attributes of this card, we came up with what we thought was a pretty clear snapshot of the person who thrives at Tangram and creates this wonderful customer experience.
If we don't reinforce that behavior over and over again, so every associate of Tangram understands this is how we operate, this is how we show up, it has to be endemic in how they think. When we face our clients, they'll know that we all believe in the same thing, and that we're there, we believe in what we're doing, and we're there to serve them.
What we gave to our customers was both insightful and purposeful, and that insightfulness and that purposefulness should be translated into being innovative and to being relevant and to being insightful. And the fact that what we gave them, that was our performance, had to exceed their expectations. And to do that, we need to do that with truthfulness, we need to do that with confidence. And at the end of the day, what we are delivering to them is something that was value beyond price.
The strategy is, how do we get our customers the best value they can get? How do we get our customers in on time and under budget? How do we provide knowledge to them that they can't get someplace else? It's all part of the strategy of delivering something better for our clients. The brand promise, it's relationships, knowledge, performance, and results. If you had to boil it down into what's the quickest way to say what we do, that's it. That's the Tangram brand promise.
From what we want to deliver to the customer, and ultimately what our brand promises to that customer. So we felt that it was important to take that and drive that through the organization.
However, however unique the situation is, however hairy or full of challenges that it is, complexity is managed. And that goes back to how we show up and who shows up, the characteristics of the people.
So in the end, why are we doing this? why are we making the effort to go out and talk about our culture and put it out there? It's for a couple of reasons. One is we want to attract and retain the best people to our industry and to Tangram. We feel we've got an incredible team with an incredible history, and we want to continue to grow the company along those lines and to be able to serve our client base and our future clients. And so everybody comes in knowing this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what we're about. If you want to be part of our team, this is the sort of behavior we expect.